Well, Seb, a big thank you for joining us. And before we get to this weekend's festivities in the Challenge Cup, just a bit of a general catch-up, really. I mean, Catalan Dragons, their domestic season, it's gone very, very well. Just give us a bit of a flavour of how well it's gone for Catalans in France this season.
Undefeated is the key word here. Like, honestly, we have not lost a game all season, but not only that, we've also scored many points throughout the season. I think we've had, amazing preparation. We never stopped training all throughout lockdown. We managed to make a special requirement to our local mairie, so like the town hall or whatever you call it in England, here in Perpignan, and they gave us access to a hall all throughout lockdown. So we never stopped going to training as Catalan, and I think the other teams didn't get that luck, that chance, and they obviously as well. A few players couldn't play for their team this year because the French Federation made it mandatory to be vaccinated, and some players didn't want to be vaccinated. So a few teams lost some players as well, and we just flew through this year like winning incredible games, and we're very proud of what we've achieved this year. I think it's 10 games, and 10 wins, and going to make it a few more wins this weekend, flying over for the Challenge Cup.
Well, a big congratulations to everyone at the club for a phenomenal season. And just to outline, with like you said, the run the side's been on, the mood in camp headed into this weekend must be electric, really.
Oh yeah, we're extremely happy to be flying over. It's been a dream for a few years now. Well, more than that actually, a long time. We've always wanted to come and play in the English Championship, and there was before this unofficial competition where the French champions would play against the English champions, and the last time that happened was 2015 against Leyland Warriors, and it was an amazing experience. And we flew over, we played the game against them, and then they flew over to France. We played a game against them, and that was incredible. And we've always missed that ever since. And so it's finally have this opportunity to come to England and play against all the best English teams. It's going to be a real test, and we're extremely excited and very happy to be able to do so.
Well, since that doubleheader in 2015 against Ireland, obviously the French national side has been world champions in that time. So domestically, for
a second time, because they were world champions in 2013 already. Yeah.
Domestically, it'll be good for as an England international like yourself. It'll be good for the rest of your squad, the England squad, to be playing against French competition like this.
I think it's an amazing opportunity for all the England players as well, all the English players, because I think we're the best team in the world, and no doubt about that. Where we can beat any team in the world, and it's going to be a great opportunity for all the players to come and play against this team that's never lost against anyone, and you'll bring up that high level competition, that adrenaline you really need and want to be able to prepare for a World Cup, because the high intensity World Cup final of France against England is not the kind of thing you can find in any old game. So I'm hoping, like, coming with Catalan, some of the England players will have an opportunity to actually experience a game of that kind of intensity, getting as close as possible to the international games France and England play against each other, and it'll be great help to make sure everyone's ready for the World Cup as well, I think.
I mean, having played with English players and having played domestically in France, is there a difference, without giving too much away, because we don't want to let the French national side know we've got a tactical advantage or anything like that, but is there a difference?
Yeah, definitely. I've always played in France, and I always thought it was very, how they call it, the French flair in rugby. And then when I came to England, it was always much more structured, and I've always felt it that way. And now England's starting to go towards the flair kind of system as well. And I don't know, the players react very differently. It's hard to explain because I'm like, as you say, I'm the insider. So when I'm playing with all these French teammates, I feel like I fully understand them, and we're just get it done, but without actually knowing how it's happening, it is happening, kind of thing. And then when I come to England, it was a real effort for me to understand what everyone was doing, because it was so different to when I was playing with my French teammates. And it was a real effort for me to understand where I had to be at which time, with who, etc. And all my timings were different, and it was a big change, and it was not always the easiest to adapt to it, but it was a very good experience. And it's very hard for me to explain what the differences are, but there definitely are quite a few differences.
And with regards to this weekend, then this Challenge Cup festival, essentially in Hull. I mean, again, without giving too much away, have you, as a squad, had chance to look at the competition? I mean, there's some good sides this year in the Wheelchair Super League, that's for sure.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, two of the Catalan players, so myself and Jeremy Bourson, we were given permission to play for Halifax this year in the Super League. So because it's two different competitions, we could play for Halifax in the Super League, Catalan Dragons in the Challenge Cup. And so we've actually came to England to actually experience, the games against the local teams. So we played against Leeds Rhinos and Wigan Warriors, who are two of the top teams this year. And we managed to get 2 wins from those games. And all the other Catalan players have been watching some of the live streams and stuff, and watching the games that are happening in England. And, we're very confident we can come over and keep our win streak going on.
I mean, that Halifax team you're part of, they've had a cracking start to the season, haven't they?
Yeah, very good start to the season. Yeah, it was brilliant. Very exciting game that we played against Wigan Warriors. It was very, very exciting. And you didn't really know until the very last minute who was going to win the game. So, yeah, that was good.
Let's talk about what this means then for not just the Catalan Dragons, not just French Wheelchair Rugby League, but the sport in general. I mean, the fact that like you said, it's been a while since we've had this. A French team playing an English team like this, and in this case, it's a part of a wider competition. I mean, what does this mean, do you feel, for Wheelchair Rugby League in the Northern Hemisphere?
I think it's really opening, opportunities and opening our minds about how this could go. We've always, in the wheelchair side, just stuck France and England to one side, whereas, in the running game, Super League, you obviously have got the Catalan Dragons that been part of the Super League for quite a few years and won the Challenge Cup not that long ago. And I just think, it's pushing our wheelchair side to be even more professional and get as close as possible as we can to how professional the running game can be. I think it's, incredible for the wheelchair side to it's a big headline for us to know that a French team is actually flying over to play in the English Challenge Cup. And you've got to know that in a wheelchair team, there's wheelchairs, and that's a lot of material to fly over, and it's all heavy, expensive equipment, and they're all bespoke wheelchairs. So it's a lot of material to fly over. So to have the potential to actually do this, it's really because it's getting more and more professional, and when we're getting away from that amateur kind of perspective, and we're actually bringing it forward as much as possible. So it just means we're taking huge steps forward, and we're extremely happy about that. I mean, in the whole, I think, Wheelchair Rugby League community across the world, not only us in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm sure the Aussies are watching this and thinking, wow, that's great, that's really cool. Wish we could do the same thing.
Just a final question, Seb, just about, obviously, this is a big deal this week and the final next month as well, potentially. But the season more generally, it's all headed towards the World Cup at the end of it. How much are you looking forward to that as well, finally?
Mate, the World Cup is something very, very special that I have in here. I was part of the England team in 2017 and played the 80 minutes of the World Cup final. And, we were winning until the last 3 minutes of the game. And Nicolas Clausel, who's one of my best mates from Catalan, was the one to score the World Cup winning try at the last minute of the game. So I was devastated. It was a very, very hard loss to take. So it's for me extremely important to get to that World Cup and be our best possible, and get revenge for 2017 really. So I think we're having a lot of fun here doing the Challenge Cup and all that, and winning all our games in the French Championship. But at the end of the day, the only thing that really, really, really matters to me is getting to that World Cup and beat everyone else as well. But French are the main rivals, and we really want to beat them. So it's very, very high importance for me to get there and beat everyone.